What's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mind Your Damn Business. And today, my special guest is film director and entrepreneur G.S. Remarkable. Let's go.
Thug life, y'all don't forget that shit. What type niggas is that?
Where y'all found this music at? Man, this is a different chapter. Hey, I remember this.
This was a different grade.
Yeah, it was.
I could tell.
It was.
I could definitely tell.
I still feel him though.
You
feel
do?
him. It was a chapter.
This, you had to go through that. So this is remarkable.
Yeah, that's where GS Remarkable started.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. We gonna get into it. So I just want to pause there so I can let you know I did my
You
good old
did. You
research.
did, because that was
almost 10 years ago.
almost 10 years ago. Mm-hmm.
That was, hold on, I can tell you exactly how many years ago that was. Literally 10 years ago, September 22nd,
Wow.
2012.
Wow, man, yeah, that was a different life, but it was all part of who you have seen here. So
That's what's
I don't regret
up.
anything.
Okay, so are you ready?
I'm ready to do this.
I wanted to play that first so you could see
Mm-hmm.
where I'm coming.
Oh, I see. We about to talk. We about to tell some stories today. Man, I haven't told these stories in a while.
Good, that's good.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm so happy that you decided to do this interview with me because the one thing I say about you is you are very good, and it's a lesson that you have taught me. You are very good at keeping business and personal separate,
Yeah.
and I love that about you. And I be like taking notes from that with you. Like that's one thing that I know that I need to do. So I'm like, dang, Greg's so good at just keeping business, and personal.
It's so needed.
It's
You see how our lives go. Our lives get to a point where both sides are so heavy that they blend sometimes, and you have to have those boundaries.
You do.
You know?
So before we get started, tell our audience who Greg G.S. Remarkable is.
Man.
Because you're a serial entrepreneur too.
Yeah, I get busy. I can't help it. My mind just works like that. But my calling card is film director, is video producer. That's my reason for being in the room with the important people, because I can take their vision and visually display it. And on the back end of that, I'm just a shark with this business too. And a lot of people don't know all the different things I got going on because I want people to stay focused on my identity. But they'll soon know all these other lanes that's going on, but I need a focus. I understand the importance of your audience having a focus.
Exactly.
You know, so
Right. So you are a director, a digital creator, and you also are the creator of Young Creatives Academy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was
awesome.
awesome.
Me and my business partner, William Boston, we established that this year.
Oh, wow. So that's something new that you just started this year. Wow.
Something new. Yeah.
So how have you been liking that? Because it's different.
It's really different, and honestly, it's been making me feel like I've been wanting to get into teaching.
Oh, wow.
Working with those young guys. I mean, they reminded me of myself when I was their age.
Oh, wow.
But we was at a time where really the only thing that, it's either go to college or play a sport.
Wow.
That's kind of like what we give our culture, our kids. So we have the opportunity to give them a whole different aspect. Like, sports is cool, but you also have this other lane for the kids that don't be outside playing football or basketball. They're just creative. They may play video games all the time, and that's funny because most of the kids in our program were video gamers.
Oh,
like,
wow.
They ain't really do too much outside stuff. We had one guy, he was a ball player, but just give him a different lane, because you have to expose kids to so many different things so they can know, where their passion lies. So that was really cool.
So we're going to get more into that, but let's get more into you. So you already gave us a sneak peek of who you are, but where are you from? Because I know you are not originally from Duval.
Now I'm from Bad News, Virginia. It's Newport News, Virginia, for y'all who don't know that part. But Bad News, Virginia, it's 757, the peninsula. We have a lot of pride. We have pride just like y'all do here in Duval. You know, that's what built me. That's what made the person I am today. The way I move, my mannerisms, the way I talk, all that comes from the 757.
Wow. So how long have you been here, and what was your purpose for moving here? Because when I did my research on you, I was like, oh, great, love him some Duval now.
Because, you know, my parents are from here.
Oh, wow.
My parents are from here. So all growing up, during the summertime,
always here.
I was here.
Yeah, because I was seeing that. Like, I was like, dang, Greg was here 2010. Greg was here 2011.
Yeah, I was here. I made my way here every summer. Even in adulthood, I made my way here every summer, just to kind of move around. So Duval is definitely my second home.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
I know it just like I do back home. I know just as many people here as I do back home still.
Dang, that's what's up.
But yeah, I've been here full time for about 6 years.
Oh, wow.
But throughout time, I'm just like back and forth moving around. I was at one point in time, I was doing things I ain't had no business doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a lot of the reason that I was here.
Okay.
But you know.
So what was the reason you moved here?
The reason I moved here was because I had got to a point where I was surrounded around the wrong situations. Very bad situations. Situations where I hang with a lot of older people, you know, so they kind of gave me that extra push to like, look, you need to move around because you see what's going on around you. And being that I have family here, it all made sense. It was like, this is where I need to go.
Wow.
And it's been blessed since then because I had to put some things down too.
Yeah. You
know, so I can grow into a different person.
So what are some things that you had to put down? Because I know you said like you was here and it wasn't always for positive things.
No.
So what were some of those things that you had to put down?
Just that whole hustler mentality, that whole being in the streets, it displayed in my music. You know, I was never the gangster type, but I was the type. I was never scared to get money.
Yeah.
You know, so that lack of fear to do what it took to get money put me in a position to have my hands in things that wasn't the best outcome for me. So in that transition from there to here, God kind of like made sure I put those things down.
Oh, wow.
You know, so it kind of worked out like that.
Wow. So what was your biggest adjustment moving to Duval? So from the north to the south, what was a big adjustment?
I think the biggest adjustment was me in a different path of my life. The people, the culture, everything I was used to. It was more about my identity. I had a lot of work to do with my identity. I had all these aliases. I had GS Remarkable. I had G. I had Greg. I had all these different things that people knew me as based off of where they knew me from. That my identity was everywhere. And internally, that played tricks on me because it put me in a position where I didn't really know who I was. You know, and I had these different aliases that I know what GS Remarkable do. I know what G do. I know what this person do, what this person do. But it wasn't no full identity that helped me out. So yeah, it was that part. It was that process.
So, what advice would you have for someone who's dealing with an identity crisis? Because sometimes I feel like I'm dealing with an identity crisis. Sometimes because I feel like I'm battling two different personalities. Because when you are an entrepreneur, it's just certain stuff you can't do that you could do if you didn't have to have this professional persona.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for somebody that has identity issues? Because like me, I'm Andrea to people in high school. I'm Drea to my family. But then I'm Annie to the rest of the world. But all of them are different. Like,
I mean, mine started with my spiritual life. I had to see what my spiritual life set my identity as. Once I started there in the core and I was able to attach my identity to a spiritual base, then all the other layers outside of it made sense. Like before, I really didn't really tell people my first name like that because I moved different. It was like I needed you to know less about me as possible. And even after I left that whole life alone, I dragged habits from it. So it still was a part of my identity. But once I established that spiritual identity, then everything else just kind of played a part. And really, what happened was all those other identities fell off.
Yeah.
And I got back to me,
Wow.
you know. So I would give a person that advice. Start with establishing yourself spiritually, who you are. And then everything else gonna work out.
Wow. So I know you say you have a bunch of things that you have lined up, and me doing my research on you, this rap career was something that I just was not expecting.
People don't be seeing it. And you know what's really cool about that is because for so long I was the type, like, people see me at gas stations, I see me in the stores, people around, I'm like, hey, yo, you got that?
Yeah.
That's because I had that look about me.
Oh, wow.
It took me so long to shed that look. So when people look at me and they may know about a little bit, I see a little bit from my past, and be like, I can't imagine that from you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I can't imagine that from you. And just listening to the few songs that we listened to today, it opened my eyes up to you a little bit more. Because, like, even when you told me how old you were, I didn't... That opened my eyes up to you too, because I'm thinking you just this super young, mature guy. But then I'm like, no, Greg is mature because he done been through some stuff. He done been in the streets. He done did that, done that. So you don't learn from those mistakes.
Yeah.
So that's why you are how you are today, which is a big deal.
Yeah, I try to speak from a place of wisdom, you know, because you have to. That's part of my identity, you know, to speak from that place. And I have had some chapters, and it kind of the youth in me doesn't always serve me because people may think I'm younger than what I am, and you get positioned. Yeah, you get positioned a certain way until they hear me talk. Then they be like, all right, he may got something else.
Once you talk, it's like, he about his business. He's not bullshitting. Like. So that's good. So with your rap career, is that something that you still want to pursue, or is that something that you retired? GS Remarkable.
Hey, I've been, and it's funny that you bring that up because lately I've been on the fence with this, and the reason that I've been on the fence with this is because I'm a creative. At the end of the day, I'm an artist. And an artist isn't limited to the canvas. You know, you can put me on a notebook, I'm gonna write you an awesome poem. Put me in the camera, I'm gonna give you an awesome production. Put me on an instrument, I may not know how to play that instrument, but I'm gonna give you something to make you, you know. Yeah. So I'm an artist on different levels, and my point on that is we live in this time now where you can establish your brand. So I'm like, maybe music can be explored through accentuating my brand, maybe. So it wouldn't be the same language as I did before, but it'll just be, I mean, it's a God-given gift. Who am I to hit a switch on it and cut it off? Right. You know, who am I to say I'm retiring a gift that God gave me? Right. You know, so I don't know. I'm still on the fence. So you may hear something. Yeah. I may rock out real quick with something. It's still there.
Dang, that's what's up. So what is rapping for you?
Oh man, it's just expression. It's expression. It's a way that I can be clever with words. Yeah. It's a way I can be clever with art, and it's something that I still want to do, but it's about positioning it the right way because I have that history with it too. Yeah, you know? And
I feel like with rap, I feel like a lot of guys choose music because it's really one of the only ways for them to express themselves. You know, if a guy expresses themselves, it's like, man, he a crybaby. He doing too much. He always in his feelings. But it's like, okay, I can put it in. I can say that same thing, and I can add a beat to it, and then it's like, oh, he's spitting.
You're right. It really is. It really is. And anybody that's doing music now, I work with a lot of artists now, and the music game has changed up a whole lot from when I did it. But these artists they're being way more transparent. You know, I don't think they are. They put it on
straight to the point.
The emotions and all. And I'm an emotional person myself. Yeah. Like I'm not scared of my emotions. You know, I know how to express them. I know how to dissect them. So I think my music, if I was to attack it, I think my music could kind of display that too.
Oh wow, that's
Mhm.
amazing.
Mhm.
So, with you working with musicians, you work with a lot of business owners.
Mhm.
What are you more passionate about? Are you more passionate about shooting brands, or are you more passionate about shooting music?
I think those are one and the same.
Okay.
Because a person's music is their brand.
Mhm.
And then working with businesses,
It really
it's
is.
still their brand as well. I think you have room as a creative. I have room to be more creative with artists than I do with businesses. Because businesses, you have to structure it a certain way. It has to have a certain look to it. But artists, music specifically, you're just able to. It's.
I feel like they can be more of themselves
Yeah.
rather than with
Mhm.
business. It's just professionalism.
Cause my
You kinda
business, I'm
want
not
it to
being
be-
myself.
Yeah.
Like, I be missing being ratchet on
Yeah.
social media. I be missing it. I be wanting to get up there. I see something, I'm going type
Yeah,
away. I'm like,
I
you
can
know
tell
what?
a huge
Hold up.
difference from looking at. I Google people when I'm
Mhm.
doing an interview. I be all on their social media way
Mhm.
down to 2010.
Oh,
So I
man.
can tell a huge difference
You
from
see
the
the
way you
memories?
used to
Oh my
talk
gosh.
on social media.
I be saying certain
You're more
stuff.
opinionated
Yeah,
on
yeah.
more topics
Mm-hmm.
back then than you are now. Because I feel like as a professional, we kind of learn that we don't have to say our opinion about everything because we don't want to offend people.
It's a different climate.
Yeah.
10 years ago, you can say what you wanted to say, and people be like, yo, you just keeping it real.
Yeah.
But today, you get canceled.
You will get canceled.
You get canceled. You're going to offend somebody with something that you're saying. And I know my language is not, that's why I stand back on social media a little
Mhm.
bit these days, because I don't have that, I don't have a good meter
Yeah.
on what may be accepted and what's not.
I feel like you are doing really good.
That's because I play it totally
Yeah,
safe.
you do.
I play it totally safe.
I had to scroll all the way down. I'm like, dang, great. This business.
Because if I get too, like, if I express myself, but I'm learning to gradually work that in.
Yeah, because I feel like you have to show your personality
Mhm.
because that way you get to work with the right people.
Exactly.
Because you do want to work with the right people where you
Exactly.
can be yourself a little bit. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? You don't
Mhm.
want to just be extra professional 24/7.
Yeah,
You want to make a joke
yeah.
every once in a
And
while.
see, my
you want
jokes
to
be so
laugh.
dark, I might just say the wrong thing, man. I'd be like, okay, I didn't mean to say that. I apologize. I'm not making a post apologizing to everybody. But
Right.
but that's that. You're right. You're right. It has to be a balance of just that opinion, that personal opinion, and that business. I know these days I just play it safe.
Right.
I play it safe because I know I don't even vet. I let it go from here and it boom. I don't vet it. It
Yeah.
just come out. And people around me that's close to me, they get that because they see my full.
Yeah.
They see the full me, so they know
Mhm.
there's no malice behind it. But others may not understand that. You
Yeah.
know, so I try to play it really safe. But they gonna see me pop out though, because I'm doing more of these talks.
Yes.
So I'm about to be. They gonna have to
showing
just hear me.
yourself more, which is
Mhm.
always a good thing.
Mhm.
So when your Facebook memories pop up, do you delete your stuff? Because
No.
I be deleting some stuff
It's part of
because,
you. It's your chapter.
but at the same time, look at what happened to these celebrities now.
Mhm.
Like with Santana, it was something big that he said about Beyonce 10 years ago,
I know.
and they was trying to cancel him because of that.
Mhm. Yeah.
So certain stuff I do have to delete because I was
Mm.
just 16 venting saying. I mean, it was one post I was like, I fucking hate my mama. Like she's the fucking
Mm.
worst. I was like, oh
And
my
that's what you was
god,
going
why
through
would
in
I
that
care?
moment. Mhm.
But I'm like, oh my god, why would I say
They
that
put
on
it out
social
there.
media?
Mhm. No, you're right. You're right. I mean, when I see that stuff, I think it takes me back to that moment. I get taken back. Even when y'all play that music, I get taken back to
Mm.
the exact moment. I feel that whole emotion. I felt that person. That J.S. Remarkable, I think he was in his 20s.
Wow.
Like, I felt what he felt like.
So I'm glad you brought that up because we can jump back to that. So in 2012, when you did make Swerved Out and Thuggin',
Mm-hmm. I was doing that.
what was going like? What were you going through then that made you make that mixtape?
Man, I was in a different place. I was signed. Just signed a new record deal with Rockstar Entertainment. It's a label based out of Hampton, Virginia. My homeboy.
And let me
Chris
say this:
Hakeem.
you was popping because this
Yeah, we was lit.
mixtape got almost 60K listens.
Yeah, we was lit. Oh, Virginia. My city know me. My city know me. They know I get busy like that.
Okay,
They know I
period.
get busy, and that was before streaming.
Yeah,
like, that
that's
was
what I'm
just,
saying. That's just organic. That
Yeah.
wasn't no paid
Mhm.
promo. That wasn't no sponsor.
That was
Nothing.
that was just the music rocking. At that time, I had just signed a record deal Um,
I'm playing it right now.
and we had a distribution deal through like Interscope, so we was out there a little bit.
Wow.
You know, we was out there. But it was a point in time where you had to like be about that music you was talking. You know, so my music came from the life that I was living, and I felt like that I had to keep fueling that life so that I can keep making
good
music.
Wow.
And but nah, that spiraled out of control.
I wonder if a lot of rappers feel like that.
Because
you got a lot of rappers where it's like, dang, you making the money, you a millionaire, but you still in the streets. You still.
You have to keep up with this persona that you created, and that's dangerous.
Wow,
that's real dangerous. You don't give yourself a chance. And I see a lot of artists, and it's funny that you say that because I see a lot of artists that they look like they're forcing it still.
Yeah.
It's like they have to be this person that they created. Honestly, I'm glad I didn't get caught up in that.
Wow.
You know? So I'm glad the music career kind of did what it did. It taught me a whole lot. You know?
Yeah. What are some lessons that it taught you, or just what are some lessons that lifestyle that you were in back then in general taught you that you still use today?
A lot of the business perspectives. That's why I get busy like I do now. Just because that hustle there, that ambition is there. It taught me basic business, supply, demand, getting, creating a brand, marketing, and that was in the streets, So I think guys from the street that we kind of grow up and we go into business, I think we're just that much more dangerous. I don't have any formal business training. I've invested a lot into learning, but I don't have the traditional training, the business school or anything. But I do understand how to see opportunity, take advantage of it, how to execute properly. A lot of those lessons was just taught as we were running around doing street stuff, So that's why I don't close those chapters totally. I let them be part of my story. And I just live with it.
And I'm glad you said that, because one of the questions I was going to ask you was, does being a drug dealer in the past, does that contribute to you being an entrepreneur? The entrepreneur that you are today? Because I always say, these dudes that be out here in the streets, they will really make great business owners
Fortune
because
500.
it's literally the same game.
Fortune 500 companies, and they're using that in the streets. A lot of that stuff, it crosses over.
It does.
It crosses over. These corporate people, they get a hold of these guys. Look at 50 Cent, how he doing it? Like, he going
Rick
crazy
Ross.
out there. They going crazy. But they're using a lot of those principles that they were taught, and they're just converting them over into something that's working for them.
Wow. Dang, that's really good. So, with you being a digital creator, what do you love the most about that?
I love taking an idea that's here and turning it into something that we can actually see.
Wow.
That's the crazy. Think about this. If it's nothing in my hand and I turn that into something in my hand, that's amazing.
That is.
It's amazing. And I love that part of it. I love being able to take an idea, take a thought, take something, say, hey, I got this good idea, and I'm listening through the idea, and then to show them the final product, and they like, wow.
Wow.
Because it came into fruition.
Wow.
And that's the best part to me. I think that's the best part to any artist, because you start off with a blank canvas, and then you create something that people gaze at. That's why I run with that remarkable brand. And if I can share that story with you real quick, it actually, my rap name was just GS, and it came from.
And what does that stand for?
My homeboy gave it to me. I was in a group with a long time ago. It stood for Gangsta Socialite, and the reason he named me that because at the shows when I was performing and stuff, he's like, all the gangsters come out, all the hood come out with you. He's like, you like some kind of gangster socialite, and I just like, I like that. Let's GS that, and we gonna run it. And then I put up a YouTube video a little bit after that, and it was a music video. My homeboy Prince had shot, and somebody had commented, and they just put remarkable on it.
Wow.
And I was like, it was just that one word.
And it stand out. You just be like, that's it.
So I grabbed that remarkable, put it on GS. GS Remarkable was born. He been rocking.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's really good. So what are some of your goals for the Remarkable Six Studios?
Oh man.
Where do you see yourself 5 years from now besides shooting Mind Your Damn Business season 8?
Season 8, right? We're gonna be able to know where that's gonna be at. But my end goal with Remarkable Six Studios, and I'll share the back end. I don't want any of my audience to feel a certain way about it on the front end. But on the back end, I want to sell Remarkable Six Studios for $50 million.
Yes. Ooh,
Like,
now you talking.
That's what I'm building that up for.
Yeah.
I'm building it up to sell for a big, because I got this. Like, Remarkable Six Studios is my baby, but I convert a lot of babies.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know, I talk to people about that and they don't understand that. Like, that's real branding. Once you brand your business, you can sell it and somebody will buy it for $50 million because you done already put the work in behind the brand. The name means something so much that you can make this huge lump sum and then now you on to your next project.
On to the next project.
Or you don't even have to sell your whole company.
Nope.
You could sell 40% for $50 million. So that way you still making the executive decisions, but you have other people doing all the legwork.
Exactly. And that's how I want to position it. So I'm just building that brand. Because I can build brands, you know, my ideas. I got ideas galore. Like I'm always that's my friends call me up for ideas, because they know they tell me a few pieces, I'm gonna put together a final product for them. So yeah, I want to build a studio up, and I want that still to be something that helps build businesses. So even after they cut me that $50 million check, 'cause they will, because it's gonna get there. But even after they do that, I still want that to be a name that helps build businesses and build brands and help bring ideas to life.
Wow. Dang, I love that you said that because I always say that about Uniquely Crowned, that I'm building that brand so one day, years from now, I can sell that. Just make that name so hot because the people don't see, like, the people who originally made McDonald's don't still own McDonald's.
No.
The original company of Coca-Cola, they don't still own Coca-Cola. They just have built these brands so big that people are willing to spend their money just for that name.
Yeah.
Literally, BET, the man who gave the BET don't own BET.
Because that's real business for real. Like I'm not emotionally attached to business things like that. I have emotions toward business things. But I'm not emotionally attached to business things.
Wow. Dang, that's amazing. So, I seen also that you have cars on Turo. I'm like, oh my God, Craig just got his hand. Yeah.
A rental company.
Dang, that's amazing. So, how did you get started with that?
Just seeing opportunity. Like we're in a time right now where these tech companies are building platforms that we can be millionaires on.
Yeah,
whether
literally.
it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Turo, whether it's Airbnb, we're building platforms that you have to see the opportunity in them. So pretty much, I seen Turo had opportunity to host when it purchased some cars and making some different deals with vehicles and just let that run.
Oh wow.
And I want to grow that still too. I want to grow that's under an LLC, its own LLC. So I want to run that and grow that to a point where it's functioning
completely by itself. So are you going to stay on Turo, or do you think you will eventually just be full blown Remarkable Rentals?
I haven't gotten that far yet with the thought process, but
you like Turo? Yeah,
I like Turo only because it's revenue. You know, I'm on top of, and that's what I battle with these days. I battle with the being an artist or being a businessman because I love them both equally. So I kind of battle with those two.
Wow, that's good. So how many cars do you have on Turo?
Right now I just have 2. I think a full we had 3 on there, but just 2 right now, and those 2 is things. For real, you can have 5 cars on Turo. You're gonna make 6 figures a year.
With just 5 cars?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it. I've been looking into Turo, looking into Airbnb, looking into so much other revenues where I'm not super hands-on. Hey, I know you're enjoying the show, but I just want to take a quick minute to highlight the sponsor for today's episode. Check it out.
Today's episode is sponsored by Uniquely Crowned and the Flawless Collection. The Flawless Collection is designed to keep you flawless all day long. With their 72-hour stronghold edge control, one-of-a-kind hair perfume, and rose water to keep your scalp hydrated, you'll stay confident all day long. You may purchase the Flawless Collection locally at Uniquely Crowned Hair Salon, 1418 Edgewood Avenue West, or online at www.uniquelycrowned.com and get your flawless edge control products shipped right to your front door.
It's all automated from them picking up the vehicles to when they bring it back. I don't touch nothing. I'm just on the app moving things around.
Wow, that's good. So I seen doing my research once again that you work with an artist named Dorian J, which is Stevie J's
That's my homie.
son. How was that working with him and just working with other artists? Is it easier for you because you've been an artist? So does that make working with artists a little bit easier for you?
Yeah, it does. It does. They I understand where they're coming from creatively. He working with Dorian, we still work together to this day.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I just like working with different artists to that caliber, that just have that connection in the industry. You know, his dad has a long resume in the industry. But just being able to connect with artists like that is, I love it. It's that's more the fun side of this business than working with the businesses. I have to be more of a stickler when I'm working with businesses, but working with artists, it's like we having fun. You know? So that's always a good thing.
Dang. So who are some other people that you have worked with, other artists, other business owners? I know you work with Janae White.
Yeah.
You work with me, of course. Like, who are some other people that you work with, artists, business owners that you like, that you just love working with?
Man, it's a few.
You work with so many people.
Yeah, I know. Even just trying to bring one to mind. Let me see who I really like working with. Man, it's an artist. He's a gospel artist. His name is Josh Warren. He was actually one of the biggest gospel artists at the age of 16.
Oh, wow.
Working with him has been really cool. I did his latest video. We're working on the second video. The first one we did already has over 100,000 views on BET.
Oh, wow.
So that's rocking. But the reason I like working with him because he brings this energy. You know, he's a gospel artist, so he has a certain spiritual energy he's bringing. He has a certain energy about it. So I like working with people who like take something in me and like light it up.
Wow.
That's how it is when we were sitting down talking to. That's, you know, we've talked so much through the process of getting your show produced, but the joy in that in me was because I was seeing a seed being planted in you, and then then I seen the sprout, then I'm starting to see the flowers and the trees, and to me it's awesome. Like, that's the best part. If I can do it for free, I would. You know, because it's just that much enjoyable. Just seeing people be able to blossom and grow with their careers. Because that's, and I tell people when I work with them, like, look, I'm honored to work with people because I'm part of their history.
Yeah, you really are.
So that's not something small. That's something that's really big. Being able to be part of a brand's history to them, their growth is like huge.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest enjoyment for me.
So what is the hardest part of what you do?
The hardest part.
Cause you work a lot, Greg.
Yeah, and the hardest part is not knowing my limits. That's the hardest part. Because I haven't been pushed to it yet, but I done got close.
Dang, you ain't getting pushed to it yet? Cause you do so much. I just be like, Greg,
I be trying to. It's like y'all know, like how LeBron James, right? You can take a LeBron James, and you could take Joe from Planet Fitness that work out once a week. LeBron James gonna run up and down that court for an hour and be barely winded. The dude from Planet Fitness, he probably gonna give you 2 laps.
Yeah.
My mind is trained for this. Like, I've been doing it so long. Like, I've been able to juggle so many different things and push my work ethic to the limit so long that my business mind and body functions like a pro athlete now.
Wow.
So something that someone else may look at like, and people around me all the time be like, look, you need to rest. And I'm like, listen, my body is and my mind is cultivated a certain way so that this isn't, even my complaints, just be me. Just be me being human.
Yeah.
I'm just being human, but I don't really mean it because I be having so much further that I can push. But that getting to that limit, that's a scary thing for me because I'm like, what if I can't handle all this that I got going on? But I ain't nowhere near it, man. I'm shooting Curry threes right now.
Dang, that's
It's not happening.
So, what do you do to keep up with your lifestyle? Do you have any like daily routines? Do you wake up at a certain time every day? Because I listen to and watch a lot of documentaries on successful people, and they always have a routine.
Definitely.
So what's your routine?
Oh man, I'm my alarm clock go off at 5:30 every morning. Between 5:30 and 6:30, that's my prayer, my meditation, my reading. By 7 o'clock, I'm in the gym working on my body. For one, you got to give that beginning portion. You got to get that first portion of your day to whatever God you serve.
Yes.
You know, so I give my first 10% of my day to God, and then the rest of that, I'm working my body. By 9, 10 o'clock, I'm in the office. I'm not good at clocking out yet. That's something I'm still trying to figure out how to do because my mind just runs all day. So from 10 o'clock until I lay my head down, I'm usually like going. But I'm learning to give myself that personal self-care time every day. But I do have my Sundays that's dedicated to my self-care. Hey, I be in there with the face mask on, cucumbers, feeding my what? Self-care? I don't play about that. I don't play about it. I be laid up.
That's good that you do that though, cause everybody should do that, especially when you work hard. We be forgetting about that self-care. Like you can move all day long, but if you're not taking care of your physical and you're not taking care of your mental, you're gonna crash.
That's why I be looking young. But I be seeing these young
You
people.
do.
I be thinking they my age. And they be like, nah, man, I'm 21. I'm like, oh, Lord, what you doing? What you doing to yourself?
Not taking care of themselves. So, let's get into your personal life. Because I know you say you just work all day long. Are you single or are you dating?
My taxes say I'm single, right? So that's where we going.
That's where you're going to go. Okay, period. You single.
But am I dating? I think, and this is a real time answer. So whenever this is aired,
it may be different,
right? But as of right now, I'm debating on going back into my cubby hole and getting focused. Because for some reason, I feel like I can be doing more if I was had a little more focus.
Yeah.
And sometimes things can take us away, it can distract us.
Definitely.
Dating is distracting.
It's definitely.
It really is. You have to be in a place in your life to date. And it's funny because you meet women and they hit you with that, well, should be able to do it with the right person. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I do get that. And I think it'll make sense if the right person comes along.
Right person.
But love don't be wanting this strenuous schedule I got. Like, it don't be wanting it. So I'll tease myself sometimes and think I'm about to be running around here.
Yeah.
And then I see like, yeah, I'm gonna get that text message that she upset because I be putting too much time. And then I hear the people make time for what they want to make time for. Listen, it's so many things I be like, in a perfect world, these make sense. But I guess in my world, they really don't at this time. But that's just the season I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in a season where I need this really tight focus because it's like it's on this verge to the next level.
Yeah. And so, you can feel it.
Yeah, I feel it.
I can feel it for you. Like you there.
It's right there, and it's so right there to me that like my body feels it. Like my heartbeat increases. It's almost like when it's game time. It's like you're not nervous, but you like something about to happen. It's like it's this time where something about to happen, and I'm at that point. So I don't know if dating will be a safe thing for me, but we're gonna see.
I'm definitely ready because I'm ready for me to get some deals so I can write Greg. I'm like, Greg, this is $50,000 check. I need us to get some big cameras. We need some big lighting. We need us a big studio, and we ready. We're gonna rock out.
It's coming. It's coming. It's right there. Definitely for you, it's right there. It's right there.
I hope it is.
And this
God,
your rookie year with this too. This your rookie year.
Yeah.
With the whole broadcast, the media.
Yeah.
So when your rookie year go like this, I already know it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it is. And then we just learning as we go. And I see even both of us are learning things as we go, which is so important. Like just analyzing what you do so that you can grow and you can change. If you never step back and analyze it, it's gonna be stagnant the whole time.
Exactly.
It's never gonna change. So, do you have any advice for anybody who wants to be a film director or just wants to get into branding, creative control? Do you have any advice for them?
The best advice I can give is you just gotta do it. Like, I started off with just the camera on the phone, like, and just creating. I actually challenge myself like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll like find a reason to make a story just with my phone, and I'll film something, and I'll have it a certain way and have a certain look to it, just to challenge myself to use as less tools as possible to tell a tremendous story. And I think when it comes down to it, creative people get stuck on the type of camera. Like even when I be out places and other creators come up to me, what type of camera is that? And they say, I don't even be knowing, honestly, I don't be knowing all these fancy names and lenses. I just know I put in work, you know. But they come and they want to say all this, they want to debate and compare and contrast. I'm like, I just tell stories. I tell stories really well. And that's actually what sets me apart from a lot of other creators, because you can produce beautiful work, but you can also tell a story. And people want a story told to them.
Right.
We see it all day, from billboards we pass to commercials to TVs on our stream. Like, we see stories being forced and told to us. And so that's what I would tell somebody: just use what you have currently and do what you say you want to do, and watch how many people pop up and be like, hey, let me help you out with this, let me help you out with that. And resources are just going to be drawn to you.
All right. So what is one downfall that you've noticed working with entrepreneurs? Because you work with branding, and with me, when I have a lot of entrepreneurs that talk to me, I always hear well, I'm rebranding. I be like, you've been rebranded the last 6 times I talked to you. And a lot of times it don't even be about you need to rebrand, you just need to do it.
Do it. It be execution. That would be my number one. I get so many calls with all these amazing ideas all day long. And we funny about it because most of the ideas, I know they ain't going to do, so I'll go do them.
And let me tell you, okay, so I hate when I meet somebody, because people know I'm very business savvy, so they be telling me all these great business ideas, and I be knowing that they not going to do it. And I be thinking, damn, I want to do that. Like, and it's crazy because those ideas that I feel like that, to this day, those people still haven't did it.
Yeah, I'll do them. If I have the means to do it, I'll do them. I'll let them know I'm going to do them. And I'll tell them, like, you know you ain't going to do this, I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
because
I
it's
hate
so many,
that.
the execution.
Because people do have some great
but you
ideas.
know, only 10% of the population, this is one of them business numbers, but only 10% of people have what it takes to be entrepreneurs, to be self-employed. Only 10%. Because it's a different type of hustle you have to have, a different type of motivation.
I feel like you have to write it down, or just not, even if you don't write it down, type it out. You just have to get it somewhere other than in your mind, because we have 1 million thoughts per day. So if it's just in your mind, it's going to get lost with all the 1 million thoughts that you have per day. Like, if you look at my notes, I have probably 200 notes, just ideas.
And I bet you can go back in a notebook that you have from 3 years ago
and be having everything that I have now.
Off.
What?
Everything checked off. That's how I be doing, because I'm a big writer. I have tons and tons of notebooks. I go through them sometimes and be like, dang, I did all of
Yep.
this.
We actually just found a piece of paper in the office where it was 2022 goals,
Mhm.
and I was looking at it and I'm like, oh dang, I only did half of those, and my sister was like, but it's only half of the year.
Mm.
You still got the other half of the year to do everything else, and I
Mhm.
was like, that's so true.
Yeah, it's a different. It takes a different beast to
Yeah.
be able to. And I made a video not too long ago about a person with ideas and a person that's a visionary.
Mhm.
Because
I
a
watched
visionary can see,
Mhm.
like they
every
can see
step,
it through.
and that's what it is. It's
Mhm.
about the steps. You can have
Mhm.
this final idea, but you have to know what are the steps that you have to
Get
do. And I made a video about this too a long time ago about bricks, and it was something that I heard from Will Smith. I love Will Smith.
Mm.
A lot of people have these grand ideas, and they're only looking at this huge wall. The idea is this huge wall,
Mhm.
but the steps are the bricks that you lay every
Mhm.
day to create this huge wall. So when you're looking at your idea and the gist of it, the whole thing is overwhelming.
Exactly.
Like when you think about I have to build this wall, that's overwhelming to think
Mhm.
about I have to build this wall.
Mhm.
But today is okay, I just have to lay this brick.
Mhm.
I just have to do this step.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have this huge idea, but what's the first thing I need to do?
Mhm.
Get a business license.
Yeah.
That's a step. I just need to do this step.
Mhm.
Create a name. That's another step. People don't look at it
No.
like you gotta look
It's
at
too
it
overwhelming to
steps.
them. Mhm. It's too
And then
overwhelming.
eventually, even with the show, it was okay. I want to do this show.
Mhm.
You gotta have a name. You gotta have a guest. You
Work
gotta
right
have a
down.
location. You gotta have a concept.
Mhm. And you get so good at that you eventually you do that process at a high level, and that's what you did
I
with your
did.
show. Like, but you're the type anyway. Whatever you do, wherever you attack, it's gonna be done at a high level, and that's come from you consistently performing and executing and learning along the way to the point where now it ain't anything you do. It ain't gonna be put out any type of way.
It can't be,
Mhm.
but it goes back to that brand.
Mhm.
And I think what made me realize like how important branding is with my first product, my Edge Control, it did so good that anything I put out afterwards does amazing.
Mhm.
But I realized that people know my brand now, and they just like what you said, people know that about me too. They know Annie ain't just gonna put out
Mhm.
anything. So if
Mhm.
Annie's selling some oil, oh this some bomb ass oil.
Let me ask you this: was it your business brand, the brand of the product,
Mhm.
or was it your personal brand that they bought into?
My business brand.
Mm.
I can say that because
Mhm.
I'm just at a stage now where I'm putting more of my personal
Okay.
on social media.
Mhm.
It got to the point where I was so business, just straight business, and when my clients and stuff was coming to the salon, they didn't know who I was.
They just knew your
That-
brand.
They just knew my brand.
That's
That's
dope.
honestly what made me say, damn, I gotta start posting myself more because I used to just have these photo shoots, hair photo shoots.
Mhm.
And people were thinking that the girls on the hair photo shoots was who's doing their hair.
Mm.
So they're looking at me like, who the hell is you? And
Hey,
I'm
but that's
like,
interesting that you took that process. I take more of a personal brand first process, but not as of lately. As of lately, I've been taking that approach. Like with
Mhm.
Remarkable 6 Studios, I just really started putting my face on it,
Mhm.
but I wanted it to be more of just a brand
Yeah.
that people rock with.
But it's best to have both. That's
Mhm.
what I
That's
learned.
what I'm
Like,
saying.
yeah, it's best to have both. You have to put some of your personality in there because, like I say, that's when you meet the right people.
Mhm.
Because what I can say is back then when I wasn't doing that, I was having way more issues.
Mm.
Like, just not the
But
right
you know why?
clientele.
Because people connect with the personal.
They do.
Like they connect with that. We humans, we connect with other humans. So but that's still it's a delicate balance. And that's something that I battle with still to this day, my personal brand, my business brand. If I could just be straight business brand, I would do that.
Me too.
You know.
Like, if I could have my business be as successful as it is without like putting myself out there on social media,
Mhm.
I would 100%. I would go that route.
Me too. Me
I
too.
would,
I
because it's a
wouldn't even
lot
be on
that
social
comes
media
with it
without-
at all. I say all the time,
I wouldn't
people
be
who
there.
have social media and they don't use it to make money is crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, what
I
you up
would
for?
never be on
Be
there.
around them people?
Yeah,
Like-
just because it's so.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, my main goal is I just need to make money.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
I be forcing myself to make a video or forcing myself to post stuff on there, and it's crazy
Mhm.
because a lot of people would look and think that I put everything out on social media, but I really don't. It's so much stuff that I just don't put on
What
there.
you found about my personal life on my social media?
It was hard.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard for me to even find stuff about your children.
Mm-hmm. That come from, but see, that come from that like old street mentality.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want you to know what my kids are like.
Yeah.
I have a whole nother profile for family.
And you know what? I said that too. I said, I bet Greg got a whole nother profile.
Mm-hmm. That's for family over there. That's for the kids and the family and all that. Be posted that, you know. But I'm learning to be a little more transparent now, because it's part of my testimony too, you know. And that's something that I don't want to get lost in the mix. I don't want my testimony to get lost in the mix, because I'm sure somebody will be able to connect with it.
And that's
and
what
it's not about my glory.
Yeah.
It's about God's glory, you know. So I can't have my testimony. So I can't have him bring me from this place and then I had the fact
like
that
it
he
never
brought me.
happened. Yeah.
No, I gotta. In order for me to be honest about my testimony, I have to be a little more transparent with people and the public, being that my brand is a public figure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something it's still a work in progress. It's still a work in progress. But I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better.
Do you have any regrets?
No, I don't
I knew
believe in
you was gonna
regrets.
say no. I don't either.
I don't believe in regrets. I think everything happens for a reason. Like this, everything, even though it was some hard steps within the journey, but I needed those hard steps to create this person. And you know, we have this thing of saying like, I wish I would have knew this then, because I would have been so much farther now. We create these scenarios where if we didn't do something a certain way in our past, our future would be different. It's not the case. Like we needed to evolve at the pace we evolve. We needed to understand things at the pace we understand things, and it's in perfect timing. It's nothing that's ever too late, too early, out of place. Everything that happens in our life is in perfect timing for our life.
And that's perfect, because I believe that too. I remember I used to pray and I used to always ask God for certain stuff or for certain stuff not to happen, but now I just literally let your will be your will. That be my prayer a lot. Sometimes it just be, God, just let your will be your will, and just give me the strength to deal with whatever your will is gonna be.
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
Yeah, and that make your heart content.
It really
Because
does.
it lets the control. It moves. We stress ourselves out so much about trying to control the direction of our life and all these other things. Sometimes we gotta relinquish that. We gotta relinquish that control. That's half the stress off of our lives. Now we can move different. Now we can move fearless, like how we move now in business. We don't fear things
And
like
you know, when people ask me to describe myself in one word, fearless. That's the best way that I can describe me with anything that I do. It's just complete fearless. Like I'm just not scared of nothing, because I know God's will is gonna happen regardless of what I do.
Regardless.
As long as I'm just moving positively, moving with God, putting Him first.
It's going,
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
So another thing that I've seen about you that we both have in common, we both the oldest of 4.
Yeah.
Does that contribute to you being who you are today? Because it's a huge. I mean, that was big for my childhood, being the oldest of 4. Like I feel like I've been doing this shit.
Yeah, when you the oldest come with that leadership.
For real,
Right.
I've been a leader.
And then my mom, she's seen it in me young, and she cultivated that. Like every summer, I was in leadership camps and leadership programs, and like I was a nerd in school for real. Like I'm 4.0 GPA.
Oh wow!
All my science project, I'm like winning state, national awards, science projects. So like I really took advantage of school. That's because I like learning.
Yeah.
But she seen that in me young. She seen like, yo, he a leader. So she cultivated this quality. And then just me having those younger siblings that already kind of like catapults that as well too.
Do your younger siblings like look up to you?
Oh, they love me to death.
Yeah.
They love me to death. They say because they see other people's situations sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes the firstborn, you either gonna go right and do right, or you gonna go all the way left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was able to do the right thing, and they know my journey. They know that, you know, it may look one way. Like I had this winding road type of journey. Like I went from being this collegiate prospect in high school to having a child early, and only going to a semester of college and coming back home. So that kind of took me then going into music, dealing with drugs, and then, oh no, He's jumped out of that.
Mhm.
He's legit now. So I've had this
I
winding
think
road.
that's good when your younger siblings can look at that.
Mhm.
'Cause I feel like my younger siblings are good because I kind of showed them what not to do at the
Mhm.
same time with showing them what to
Exactly.
do too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
it's
it.
the perfect blend when
Mhm.
you have an older sibling that they just living their life. So you just living,
Mhm.
you just learning through them.
Yeah. And life ain't gonna always be served up to us so nice. So
Mhm.
we do have those times where like things like go left, but being able to show on both sides,
Yeah.
that's key.
That is.
Mhm.
That's key. And I think that kind of changed me a lot was when I realized that like my younger siblings really do be looking up to me for real,
Mhm.
for real. It kind of stopped me from doing a lot of stuff because like when I went to college, my younger sister went to college. If I
Mhm.
wouldn't have did that, she wouldn't have left. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? If I would have had a child really young, then they probably would have had children really
Mhm.
young. But the fact that I didn't have kids young,
That gave them an example.
yeah, none of us really did nothing too crazy. I'm the craziest one.
Mm.
I'm the wildest one. Like they
Mm.
really learned from me.
I think I'm the wildest out of my siblings too. Like the wildest one because it's that. Because we don't have like that example in front of us to be
Yeah,
like,
we was
so
just
we doing
doing it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like we was just doing it, you know. But they have that. And I was talking to my younger brother the other day. He was like, "You did this, and my brother Josh did this." And I was thinking, I was like, I don't have that perspective. Like my perspective is nobody's in front of me paved the road,
Yeah.
but his was like I was able to see what was paved and figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So it has where you're at within your sibling line. I think dictates a lot. Of your
It
qualities.
definitely does. What's
Mhm.
the age gap between you guys?
My next closest sibling is like 33, 34, so we like 4 years.
Mhm.
I have a baby sister that's like 20. Christian's like 22.
Oh wow.
You know, so but
So
we're
you're a big brother.
but we're like the most
close. Yeah, 'cause
like
you
we're
a
most
big
similar.
brother.
Yeah, we're like like stuff about her, stuff about like we're like really similar with our character.
Wow, that's
That is
really
strange.
good.
Mhm.
So what is next for GS Remarkable?
Man,
This Kiana over here being big down
Ain't she?
here.
I'm talking about running that joint.
Let me get my girl. Okay, Kiana. Even this is big for me and her. Y'all just don't know. Me seeing her like this,
Mm,
this is huge.
mm.
Okay.
The camera's on?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Okay, so what is next for GS Remarkable?
I think that I am really about to. It's gonna be two things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be surprising a lot of people who may have this certain view of me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to be living up to the expectations of people that have another view of me. Because I'm about to really position myself a lot differently.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen this formula that I know works. So GS Remarkable is gonna be in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna be magical because you might see me in a movie acting.
Okay.
You might see me on a campaign modeling, or you might see me directing one of your next big office film
That's
productions.
what's up.
But one thing you will see me is at the top. I know that. I think we're gonna be there together.
We gonna be there
You
together.
know? Mhm.
So that's what's up. But I'm proud of you for doing this interview. Like
Appreciate it.
we talked about it, but I did not think that you was gonna
You
step
didn't think so?
to. No, I really didn't.
You know, I started off in front of the camera though.
Yeah, and I
with
remember
music,
you said
yeah.
that. My assistant said that today when we was listening to your music. She was like, "Remember, he did say he started off in front of the camera."
Mhm.
I said, "Oh, that's what he was talking about."
Mhm.
But I did not think that you was gonna step from behind that camera and sit
Yeah.
down and talk to
Yeah,
me.
I was, and you actually helped catapult this concept of
Mhm.
you need to get back in front of the camera. more.
Yeah, because people want to know who's behind the brand,
Mhm.
like, and why do you go so hard for your brand?
Mhm.
The one thing you said today that I love that you said is that you would do this for free if you could,
Mhm.
because those are the type of people that I want to work with. People
Mhm.
who will do what they do for free
Mhm.
if they could, because those are the people who are passionate about it.
Mhm.
You can see people where they're a good director, but you can tell they're not passionate about it,
Mhm.
or they've lost the passion
Mhm.
behind
Or
it.
they've just been taught it. It's not nothing that they're passionate about.
Like, or they just don't have that drive to keep
Mhm.
going. They just, like you said, they buy the fanciest camera because
Mhm.
they have it.
Mhm.
They have the means to, but they're not passionate
Mhm.
about it. So I'm so thankful for you
I
for
appreciate you.
coming, doing
I
this.
appreciate you.
And you know, this is our last episode.
Right.
We done with
Man,
season
we
one.
got a
How
whole
you feel?
season.
How you feel
Man.
that we are, after this, we are completely done filming Mind Your Damn Business season 1? How
It's
was
amazing.
it?
It's amazing. You from when you first talked about the idea to being it completed, I love that journey.
Yeah.
Like I love that journey. I was happy to be a part, and it's crazy because on both sides,
Mhm.
a part of it in front of the camera and behind the camera, which is the formula that
Yeah.
I'm about to start. And I tell you, I'm about to kick it in gear on them.
I know you
They,
is.
yeah, they ain't about this. They ain't seen nothing like this yet. They haven't.
That's
Not
what's
within
up.
this lane, because they play it too safe.
Yeah. And I feel like with you stepping in front of the camera and behind the camera, you're going to be so raw at it because you already know the hard part, which
Mhm.
is behind the camera.
Hmm.
So you got the formula.
Yeah, and I'm super saucy in front of it too.
You super
So,
saucy.
you know, it's gonna be something that's epic. And we about to really give them something amazing.
That's
you know.
perfect. That's
So it's been
perfect.
it's been a really good journey. And the thing about it is we just started.
We just
So wait,
started.
yeah. Yeah, and I already know it's
We-
progression.
It's always progression.
Mhm.
It's elevation. It's gonna be up and
Mhm.
stuff. Season 2 gonna be bigger and better.
We might be in New York doing season 2.
Ooh.
You
You
know,
know,
we
I
gotta
love
go.
New York.
I love it too.
I love
it.
New York.
Mhm.
Like that's my second home. I go
Mhm.
to New York every year if I
Mhm.
could.
And you like New Orleans too.
I love New Orleans. I like to travel in general,
Mhm.
but I love New York. I really, really do. I think I've probably been to New York as many times as I've been in New Orleans. New Orleans just got better food.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
but
hear that.
I like New York. It's that fast pace. I feel like New York, everybody's hustling. Everybody is, well, not everybody, but you know, it's just that fast paced lifestyle. You
Mhm.
can't, if you slow in New York, you're gonna get walked all over,
Mhm.
ran through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Let's do
Let's
us
do
a
it.
nice
Let's do it.
episode in New York. I can see
Mhm.
Times Square.
Mm.
Something, you know, I'm gonna do
With the
something.
folks in the backdrop right
Nice.
there, man.
You
yeah,
know,
we
I'm
gonna.
I want the ball drop.
They gonna
in
think.
the
Hope they
back.
don't think this a green screen. This
No,
ain't green
it's
screen.
not.
We ain't at the studio. We here. We on the 25th floor. You know.
We not.
So.
But again, thank you so much for
Mhm.
coming. Thank you for doing this episode for me. Thank you for being a great director. And thank you for believing in me because the way we did this, you could have easily said no.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We had another business deal that didn't go,
Mhm.
so you could have easily said no. You
Mhm.
could have easily said, "Oh no, I don't want to work with Andy no more." But it means so much to me that you
Mhm.
still, you don't even know. Like it
Mm.
means so much to me that you still wanted to work with me.
Mm.
Like it really, really did.
You know, we had that long talk, like
Yeah.
that long, nice talk. So you know when
Yeah.
we was coming from on that, and you started off with it. I know how to separate that
I
personal from the
do.
business.
Yeah, and that's
Mhm.
what it's all about. It's all about business and good business.
Exactly.
Good
Mhm.
business, and that's what I'm about.
Mhm.
But thank you again. Thank
No
you
problem.
for sitting down. Thank you for working with me. Thank you for being my director for
Mhm.
Mind Your Damn Business.
Mhm.
If you are looking for a dope director in Jacksonville, Florida, or
Mhm.
even if you want to fly my
They gotta
dog
come.
out,
They gotta come get me. They gotta
You
come
got-
get me. They gotta come get me. We out there. We out there. I'm looking
Come
for
get
Red
him.
Bull. Red Bull is who I want to call me up next.
ooh, I
need
like
them to send me
that.
somewhere like Europe, Argentina. Send
There's
me
big
somewhere
names.
Like that. Mhm.
That's real
That's
big
how we.
name.
That's all it is. You know, I like working with the businesses, but I like.
But
the-
you wanna, I like that. Don't forget about me.
Oh no, we
If
rocking.
you working with Red Bull, somebody got locks.
We rocking.
He say, I know a great loctician.
Hey, you already
Fly me
moving
out, too.
around. You already getting fluid
No,
out
for
round.
real, I am, and I'm
Mhm.
on it. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Don't forget about me, because
Mhm.
I'm coming. I
Mhm.
know how to be very professional.
I already know. I already know what time it is.
But yes, thank you for coming,
Mhm.
and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Mind Your Damn Business. We out.